Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. I'm Ruben, and today I'm super excited to talk to you about the latest Netflix Indonesian action film, The Shadow Strays. It's directed by the brilliant Timo Tjahjanto. He's the same guy that brought us The Night Comes for Us or May the Devil Take You. If you've seen those, then you already know that you're in for a wild ride. This was probably in my most anticipated, at least the top 5 of 2024. So did it hold up to my expectations? Let's find out. Timo is known for his hard-hitting, hyper-violent action, and he absolutely is in his element here.
Timo!
His direction is very tight, and from the very first scene, you can feel that he's got, complete control over this high-octane, blood-soaked story. What I love about Timo's work, how he manages to balance action and gore with just enough story to keep us invested. And The Shadow Strays is no exception there. Now let's talk about the actors. Aurora Ribeiro plays 13, who is our main protagonist. She is our ninja in this modern day world of chaos and underground warfare. She's fierce, she's vulnerable, and she completely owns her role. Her character starts off with that typical protected by plot armor and very real armor. We know she's going to make it through some insane situations, but Timo handles it very well. The protection is there until it's no longer needed, and when that armor drops, the stakes get very real. Timo subverted my expectations with the plot armor element a number of times, which is great, because just when I thought, oh, that person has plot armor and that person has plot armor, the film doesn't go the way I expected it to go, which is great at keeping the intensity of the action up, because if you don't know who's going to survive, then it makes it much more interesting to watch. Hannah Malasan plays Umbra, and wow, she's a standout. Her character is a complex mix of mystery and badassery. These two women absolutely steal the show. You can feel the tension, the rivalry, but also the deep sense of connection between them. The emotional beats, when they are there, hit just as hard as the fight scenes do, which is no small feat in a film that's mostly action-driven. Mostly. Okay, so we're going to talk about the gore. If you've seen any of Timo's previous works or films, you know what to expect. The violence in The Shadow Strays is relentless, but it's never gratuitous, although you may think so, but it's part of the world, part of the storytelling. There are moments when the action veers into body horror territory, I guess, with limbs getting hacked off and brutal stabbings and some absolutely disgusting kills. But here's the thing, unlike a lot of other action films where fast cuts make it impossible to see what's happening, Timo gives us a space to see the fights in all its grotesque gloriousness. Even when the editing is quick, we still get to enjoy the choreography, and it almost feels like you're watching a violent ballet at times. Now that's a ballet I would definitely go to. So let's talk about those ninja skills for a second. The modern day ninja aspect is awesome, and the brutality is next level. These aren't your traditional stealthy ninjas. No, they use all sorts of wild modern tools to get the job done. There's a scene with a nail grenade that is really brutal, and I found myself wincing more than once throughout the film. There isn't just a plethora of henchmen getting mowed down. There are real boss level enemies here. Enemies that can go toe to toe with our protagonist. The fights feel well earned, and their hard work. Each one is brutal, bloody, and quite satisfying. And let's not forget about the suits. I mean those ninja suits. They have a real weight to them. They look like they can stop bullets, and they do in this film. They look intimidating, but we needed more of them. There's a mystique about them that I wish the film leaned into just a bit more, maybe giving us some more screen time and lore with the characters fully suited up. What really sets the film apart is how it paces itself. The relentlessness of the action could have easily worn us out, but Timo knows exactly when to let us breathe. There's just enough story to make us care about these characters before throwing us into the next insane action sequence. It's exhausting, but in the best way possible. By the end, you feel tired from how intense it all is, but in a very good way. You feel like you've gone through the gauntlet with these characters. The action puts you in the scene with them. The score here is perfectly suited for the tone as well. It's intense when it needs to be, and it's quieter in moments of reflection or just maybe taking a step or two to breathe. The cinematography, especially in the fight sequences, is fluid and dynamic. Timo has a great eye for capturing the chaos while still making everything feel deliberate. The color palette is dark and gritty, fitting the tone perfectly without feeling too washed out. The cinematography with the color palette combined creates a beautiful looking film. The gory action always looks great, but it's more than that. There is an atmosphere created within this film that delivers a stunning dance of gory body parts, which is then covered in rich dark tones. A few of the end sequences in particular are reminiscent of anime movies like Ninja Scroll, particularly that end fire sequence. In comparison, it's like you were watching a live action adaptation of a Ninja Scroll movie, and they do pay homage to that sort of ninja feel, which I loved. When it comes to comparing this film to other modern ninja films, I think The Shadow Stray stands out for how grounded it feels. It's brutally raw, and it doesn't shy away from the ugly side of being a warrior in this kind of world. It's definitely in line with Timo's previous work, like The Night Comes for Us, but more with a focus on the ninja mythos, which is awesome, exactly what I signed up for. You get all the gore and the insane action, but there's also a layer of mystique with these ninjas, which sets them apart from the typical martial arts film. I just would have liked much more of these ninjas in their suits or more lore. What we got was sparse. I appreciated adding that to the mystique of it, but I needed a bit more from them. Overall, if you're a fan of intense action, brutal fights, and aren't squeamish when it comes to blood and gore, The Shadow Strays is absolutely worth your time. It's relentless, but there's enough depth to the characters and the story to keep you engaged throughout. And seriously, those fight scenes, they're a chef's kiss to action cinema. Just make sure you're ready for a ride, because once it starts, it doesn't hold back. I'm going to give The Shadow Strays 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one.
Let me know your thoughts down below of what you thought about The Shadow Stray. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't yet. If you like my style of reviews, found it informative and fun, then that would help out a lot. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.